All right, guys, what's up, everybody? It is, what is it today? It's Tuesday, March 25th. We're talking about a couple different things with our buddies, Cory Connors, host of Sustainable Packaging Podcast,
Good
Adam
morning.
Peak, host of People of Packaging Podcast,
Hello.
and me, Evelio Mattos, host of Packaging Unboxed. Is that a car on your hat?
This?
Yeah.
No, but thanks for asking. This is the old SpecRite logo. So I still have these hats
Oh, got it.
from
Here's the new one.
there's
Yeah,
their
like-
new
like,
SpecRite logo.
Like you got a Porsche under the K.
No, and then I got this shirt on.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if you guys know, but SpecRite's a wonderful sponsor of our content, and they're doing incredible work. So we
Great
just like wear their stuff. Not all of us have NFT hoodies we wear every day.
Right.
That's right. That's right. I'm committed. I am committed to the
You
NFT.
are committed to it. I love it.
All right, man. So what are we talking about today? We've got we're covering a couple of things. We're talking about some laws. We're talking about
Where's
California.
the intro?
Yeah.
It's coming, but I gotta set the hook. What are we talking about? Why are people gonna stick around past the intro?
What's their point? Yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about packaging reduction coming in New York, some new bills there, and then we're talking about California single-use retail
Oh, I know where I
packaging.
was confused because you said that before we went live. You're like, "This is what we're talking about," and so I was like, "Oh, we've already said that," but we hadn't told the people. We just a little bit confused as to what was going on.
All right, man. So
All right,
what do
I
we
had to
got?
finish that. I had to finish the
Yeah.
sentence.
It was wonderful.
People were really tagging along for like, what's Adam's sentence going to end with? You know what?
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah.
speaking of things that are really intriguing, let's talk more about your Sharpie cover.
Yeah.
today.
You know what? I
Yeah.
got a lot of feedback on it. You know, so it's,
I found a Sharpie in my house, and I thought, boy, this is just so lightweight. I wish
You
it
light.
was.
I
a bit
want.
meatier.
Yeah, it's like the Iron Man of Sharpies. Is what this is.
It's packaging for packaging.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You too can
Packaging to create packaging.
you know, packaging today. Hashtag 42 is your discount code. All right, California single-use packaging EPR bill. You've talked about this before, Adam. SB 54.
Yeah. I have not actually read the article that we are going to be discussing
That's fine. But what is SB 54?
from the Retail Council of Canada. Are we sure this is real news?
It is. It is
Talks a lot
Right.
about Canada for a Californian law. I don't.
Yeah. So let's see here. We've got so it's an EPR bill. Cory, you've actually done more content on this than I have. I just pretended like I know about it, but you've actually known about it.
Yeah. Extended producer responsibility,
Yep.
as we all know, is going to change everything. Oregon's law is taking effect, and reporting is due next Monday, the 31st for Oregon. But
Oregon.
California looks like they're going to delay, which a lot of people I'm sure will appreciate to have some more time. But we'll see what happens.
But as of last week, there was an article on how they're moving forward with this. So like this delay is within the last 5 days. Like this is pretty
Canada
new.
says it was March 8th. Canada
And
says as of March 8th,
It wasn't
2025.
finalized. There was an article last week.
That's Canadian March 8th, which isn't. for-
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. I got
And
it.
the reason it's in the Retail Council of Canada is that Canada benchmarks their packaging policies around California.
Yeah.
Which is what, most packaging companies, not countries, but packaging companies and brands typically do is you take the most stringent state and you apply that across the country because you can't do packaging for the world and packaging for California. Like you've got to kind of hit all those marks.
I do wonder about SB 54. I actually had this thought the other day.
Mhm.
Come in close, everybody. This is me. But when I was hearing this economist talk at the TLMI show, and he was like, "Yeah, we're heading towards a recession, probably a depression, early 2030s." Like that. It was just like the U.S. economy. It doesn't matter. It's pretty much what he said. He's like, it doesn't matter how much we cut, how much we tariff. Like we have our interest payments are hockey sticking, and we just can't. We can't print enough money. So he's like, this is what's going to happen. Just be prepared for it.
Was
I'm
he
not an
Canadian
economist.
too? Because he's talking about hockey sticks.
Yeah, no, he's not. He does have 6 kids and 1 wife, he told me. But I thought to myself, well, if by 2032 a lot of this stuff is going to be implemented, I wonder how much of it would actually be implemented if we're in fact in a depression, and then we're like, oh, and by the way, you can't use plastic, which is a really cheap material for food and staples. If we're like, no, you can't use flexible films in California. I just had this like thought when I woke up, actually, like, wait, what's going to happen with SB 54 in the middle of a depression and in plastic packaging? It's just like, we're not going to innovate that fast to where we can just miraculously have excuse me, something that's going to work within how SB 54 was currently constructed. So I think this is good news. I think that Cal Recycles has to get more with reality, because if they don't, and if they, codify it, it's not going to be good. It's not a really, from what I can tell, it's not a very good law as currently constructed.
Yeah, but I mean, it impacts a ton. It's not just like one specific material. It goes across the board.
Yeah. I had Rhodes Yepsen on from BPI, Biodegradable Packaging Institute, and he said that if this passes, basically compostable packaging will take 10 years to recover at least, because it is such it basically outlaws anything that is quote unquote compostable as a packaging material.
Yeah. And if it outlaws compostable packaging, it only outlaws will compost.
That's right. That's right.
I saw it on a bumper sticker somewhere.
It's like pirates.
We should make bumper stickers, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
I bet we'd sell dozens.
At least several.
Maybe 1 dozen. We would sell a baker's dozen of bumper stickers.
That's right.
13. That's so many.
Okay, so we've covered California. We should let's kick it over to
New York,
to the NYC.
That's right.
Forget about it.
BIG. R.I.P.
So they got I don't know. There's this call for packaging reduction and increasing recycling infrastructure. It's called the PRRIA initiative. I haven't really dug into this, but just the idea of a state, pushing for packaging reduction. They're including American Lug Association, Beyond Plastics, Capital District, Zero Waste, a bunch of different groups that are, including some religious groups that are pushing for less packaging.
American Lung Association. See, we've talked about this many times, how sustainability and health are related. I agree with this very much.
Yeah, in this article, it says the incineration of waste creates air quality issues and increases greenhouse gas emissions. It's the cash-strapped municipalities and not the multi-billion-dollar corporate giants that produce the packaging and plastic that end up bearing the burden of collecting, sorting, and processing waste. This is the entire thesis behind extended producer responsibility.
Hey, we've got early signups for bumper stickers here from
Sponica.
Oh, man,
we put you on the list.
I just want to make a label one that says butt splicer. Because it's a label industry term. You put a butt splicer at the end of the. That's all I was gonna say.
That's what it's actually called.
Put it on the bumper sticker, butt splicer.
Yeah, well, talking about lung, just talking about health issues with incineration, and then I know I shared something with you, Cory. There's a post on TikTok about TerraCycle.
Yeah,
and it was like that document. There's a documentary. I think I can't remember what it was called, but it was on.
It was BBC, right?
No, it was a different one, but it was like basically, so this group tracked a bunch of materials to see where they were going in terms of getting recycled. And this was through Europe. This was after the China not taking American and European recycled materials. Where was this stuff going?
Yeah.
And a bunch of it actually ended up in Belarus. Our friends in Belarus.
Not our podcast.
Yeah, that's right. But it was
They'd let us podcast be there.
there was a woman in the UK that was collecting. She was a collection point for TerraCycle, which was interesting. Like she was actually separating all the chip packets and putting them in boxes, and then like all deodorant packaging. Like she was literally separating every type of material and boxing them up and then slapping a label and shipping them off to TerraCycle to be sent. And then this group found pallets upon pallets of this stuff ready to be incinerated. And then, they confronted Tom about it. But of course, it could have been something that was done purposefully, or it could have been something that was like an error, since it was just like this group of material. So it was definitely an interesting documentary on recycling and kind of where things actually end up and where they go, and how easy it is for things to kind of slip through the cracks. Nothing against TerraCycle. I mean, these guys are doing some amazing stuff.
Yeah.
But it's just interesting, like how much waste we have, and then just how many countries are incinerating packaging and plastics and waste, because there's no ability to recycle a lot of the stuff.
I think I appreciate what they were trying to do with that documentary, but in my opinion, those documentaries can hurt the planet more than helping, because then people say, "Oh, well, recycling is not real. Why should I bother?" And it just creates this terrible mentality in the consumer world. Whereas we all know that Tom Zaki and the team at TerraCycle are doing amazing things and recycling millions of pounds of materials. And of course, there will be errors along the way. And maybe it's something that his team thought was going to the right place and somebody diverted it, or you never know what really happened.
Yeah.
So.
But it's definitely interesting. Definitely something worth watching and seeing.
What's it called? Do you guys know?
I can't recall what it was called.
Because I mean, if you're like, it's worth watching,
go figure it out yourself.
Figure it out. It's the TerraCycle documentary about how TerraCycle is bad.
Yeah, I can't remember. Watch tomorrow, and we'll tell you. Last question here from Chris. Good morning, Chris. I would think the New York law would have some negative food safety issues.
It's possible.
Yeah, that's the thing.
What is the documentary with TerraCycle not sending their stuff to the proper place?
There have been concerns about TerraCycle's recycling practices. In 2022, a BBC investigation...
Good job. You cut him off. Yeah,
I cut you off. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
We'll see you guys
please
tomorrow.